Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on? Good evening to everybody out there all around the world. XRP, will it really be all the money? You know who wants to know? Hodlers want to know. Chip and I want to know. Everybody out there in On the Chain family in the community and beyond want to know.
So, should we get started and we'll mini workshop it? We'll find out together. How about that?
Let's find out.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Whoa, guys. And you know the drill. You know the drill. You know the thing. The thing.
You know the
the thing.
Come on, you know the thing.
Come on, man.
The
You know
thing. Let's do
the
it.
thing.
The thing.
Anyway, if you guys want more XRP related content like this, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified anytime we go live. Now, Jeff, let's jump right into it.
Man, look at that.
Let's see what we have here. So our buddy WrathofKahneman, he put out a pretty good tweet thread. He always does. He's always got some thought thing going around. He's trying to figure stuff out. And I just really like that. But before we do that, I want everybody to go ahead and drop where you're from. The city, the country. You can add a little flavor to it. Let's expand this, Jeff. The city, country, and something that area is known for. Something unique about that area. Maybe it's a drink, maybe it's a food flavor, but let's have it like three things, you know, the city, the country, and something that's known for, something that's favorite. Yeah, we'll throw
kind of like as an example. So Florida, like Miami and alligators.
Okay. I will go Miami, Florida, or Miami, US, right? And then I'll throw in probably a little bit of the first thing come to my head is arepas, which you get there's always something going on in South Florida. We have a big influx and some Cuban food too. I'll throw in Cuban food because
there we go. Cuban food.
Some Cuban food. There's that's what I love about Miami is all the Latino flavors here. It's amazing. You have people from the islands all over the place. It's just a collection. Anyway.
So that's what we got. We got some good ones. None of them are digital asset related.
Let's throw them up there, dude.
London, England, the London Bridge.
And look at this one. We've got this one. We've got Abs Limited, UK, London Fish and Chips, one of my favorite. Okay.
West Virginia, coal.
There we go, man. We got Boston. We got the clam bake. Clam bakes are legendary there. We got Vero Beach.
Minnesota.
Lakes. At the lakes, we got Vero Beach, U.S. Sandbar at the inlet. Always a good place to hang.
That's a good one.
Look at this one, Massachusetts.
Connecticut. Whoops, hang on. Oh, sorry.
Massachusetts, MIT.
Should have been Gary Gensler. Is he actually from there?
Hamilton, Ontario. We have the King of Waterfalls in there.
Huh, that's interesting. Have you ever been to Hamilton? I have been to Hamilton.
Yeah. I've been to Hamilton many times. Sure, of course.
It's on the way to New York.
So Ontario, Canada, you guys have a great content show. That's the part that's the best part. What I love about it, Garden River, Ontario, is that we are the best part. We have a great show. So it's all good. Yeah, I love going through here and just mixing it up with there. What's this one here? Catherine says, I've not been here for a while. I've been working from home, and now I can join the chat. Columbus, Ohio. OSU. There you go.
OSU.
Beautiful.
Columbus,
Catherine,
Ohio.
Good to see you again. I wonder what happened to you.
I drove through Columbus, Ohio a few weeks ago.
Look at that.
Very interesting.
Check this out. Tampere, Finland, center of Earth. Beautiful.
Another good one.
There we go right there. Ipoh, Perak, Malaysia. Pretty girls. Okay. Raising the stakes here. I see where we're going with this. Interessante. Okay.
Is there anybody from Wyoming and they can say the heart of regulatory clarity for crypto and crypto banks?
Dual Citizen says, my license plate on my car says ZERPS, which is very cool.
There we go. He's from the Crypto Nation.
Crypto Nation, baby. We have Kiwis in the house, New Zealanders in the house. Matt Roberts. Yeah, it was great. We had one of your fellow New Zealanders on. It was actually 2 weeks ago tonight, Jeff. We had on Aaron McDonald, and I almost said Aaron Rodgers, football quarterback. Aaron McDonald, CEO.
We did not have Aaron Rodgers on.
No, we did not have him on, not yet. Okay, maybe he's in the digital assets, maybe he's not. Maybe somebody knows him out there, but it doesn't matter.
Hey, so what kind of great things do you want to start with?
I want to start with this first. I thought WrathofKahneman put out a really great tweet thread, and he said, there's a lot of buzz about the XRP valuation model this weekend. And he's asking why. Well, the short version is BlackRock investing in Coinbase, and the head of BlackRock's digital asset division has been Robert Mitchnick, one of two authors of an XRP model from 2017. So there's a lot of buzz about that. The long version, a little thread. That's what that is right there. So we talked about this. Big news. BlackRock announced a partnership with Coinbase for the institutional advisors to gain Bitcoin exposure.
Big money.
Big money's rolling in. We got more on that too. Cathy Wood talks about that a little bit later as well. And then we've got number 2. He says in 2019, BlackRock hired former Ripple executive Robbie Mitchnick to lead its digital assets division. Were you aware of this, Jeff?
I was not, but Matt Hamilton from Barbados has joined the chat.
What's Barbados famous for? That's what we were talking about, Matt. There's got to be something in Barbados that's famous for. We're adding a new complexity to this.
You know what Barbados is, you know what it's famous for?
What's that? Matt Hamilton.
Matt Hamilton.
There you go. That's right. Well, it's famous for Matt Hamilton riding that crazy bike of his, and he's on bus posters and he's plastered all over the place. He's a legend there.
Yeah,
he's a legend. So I was unaware of this. I can't remember the name Robbie Mitchnick, but yeah, BlackRock.
1 second, I'll be right back.
No problem. BlackRock basically went ahead and they said, "Hey, come over here. Why don't you work for BlackRock? We'll set you up as the head of our digital asset division." Then someone put the model up as a calculator on the web. Very cool, but how would I know what figures to enter? I'm right with you there, WrathofKahneman. What do you put in there? Are these reference values for global economics somewhere? And so here is the calculator. Let's go take a look at this here. And there it is, the XRP price. How much is it worth? Blah, blah, blah. We'll jump through this in a little bit as well. The 2018 valuation paper said that if XRP were successful, XRP should be valued at somewhere between $6.37 up to about $32.91. And now one of the authors works at BlackRock, who is investing, well, when say investing in Coinbase, is partnered with Coinbase. The other is on the Ripple's board. So is it a reasonable valuation? I wouldn't know a proper valuation model if it hit me in the face. They use letters in their math even. Preposterous. I'll leave it to the business majors. There's a couple of things we should calculates, I should say, through, I'm probably messing that word up, but first they note that they're talking about steady state demand, imagining it in constant full use, a best case scenario. And second, their paper cannot account for sidechains or NFTs as it predates them. It's debatable whether CBDC should figure in as cross-border transactions are accounted for.
That is
finally, yeah. So finally, it's most interesting that they forecast this success range occurring 12 years after the paper's release. 2030, Jeff. Man, I start doing the math. Let's see. How old will we be? Like everyone thinking out there, like, see, how old will I be? 2022. We're halfway through. My birthday falls on whatever month. Yeah, I do the math. And you're like, okay, 2038, 7.5 years from now.
Retired.
Correct, Jeff. That is the correct answer to that. So according to a Ripple board member and a BlackRock executive, the best expectation for XRP value, anywhere from $6 to $30 by 2030.
Wonderful.
Do with it what you will. So now you know what I know. Might not be as much, but it was free. And you can't argue with free, can you, Jeff? It's just
it all depends. Depends what it is that's free.
Just some thought. It's just some, some thought leadership around it. And I love the fact that somebody's, WrathofKahneman's throwing it out there.
No, that's good. I'm glad he's got a little interpretation.
He says, hard to keep track of everything. Also, a little request, just, at me or just tweet me instead of DMing. Doesn't want the DMs where everyone gets inundated with enough DMs. Okay. So let's do our work in the open for all to chime in. The addenda. The valuation model is based on 27 USD, not 2020 model or not 2020. So think about it, Jeff. We know that, let's say if we go back to 2017, the US dollar could buy more, right? Because now we've got 9.5% inflation and it's climbing up and keeps going. So there's one point. They have some interesting considerations of storage in the model and should have known that Stedas has a cool infographic about the paper. You can always count on Stedas having a cool infographic about anything, a quote of this and that. He's amazing. Just does amazing stuff. And there it is right there.
It's interesting as we go through the period of time of investing in XRP and feedback within the community. It's interesting to see the different valuations, so it can be as low as $1, $3. Here we have a low estimate of 637, a little arbitrary on the 37. I'm sure there's an algorithm behind it. Then the 32, all the way up to 589, all the way up to 10,000.
All the way up to 10,000. Yeah.
That's
huge, Jeff.
It's broad range. But then, during this period of time, also, we're talking about the potential flipping of Bitcoin for Ethereum, because we have those out there that are talking about Ethereum. But the one that has the major use case, and I think this is where it becomes the most, poignant, and it's right in our thumbnail, right in the title, is, we're talking about all the money. So we're talking about a bridge asset that potentially be a facilitator in the movement of most of the money that's out there around the world, and it's been already proven that the technology is far superior to many of the others that are already presented themselves. So why not, leverage that concept and then see where it goes? Some of these others that are out there just don't have the technology.
And it's friendlier on the environment. We keep hearing a lot about that, but again, who's I still want to know that official. It's kind of like, Jeff, when I'm going through somewhere and I have to sign something, right? It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I check out and they give you the receipt to sign, and I just always put a giant X on it. You know why, Jeff? Because there's no official person checking to see if it's my signature. They just don't care. They already got the money digitally. Yeah. They don't care.
They really don't care. Here, sign here. I go, zip. It's a line.
It's a zip, maybe a couple squiggles and a line. I just put a giant X, and they look at me and you guys, really? I'm like, yeah, that's it. X marks the spot. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. Sign it.
So the reason I bring that up is because is there some official person somewhere that's saying, okay, for this power plant here, all the consumption, let's see, we've got 20% going here to this neighborhood. We got another. Is there somebody checking this? So how do they know? And who cares how much power it consumes? Because now if they it's happened in countries where they're doing Bitcoin mining, and of course they've disrupted the system. Okay, fair enough. But most of the parts of the world, there's excess power. So what happens to that excess power that's not being utilized, right? It's not being consumed. So this is what kills me about this. They're like, oh, it's just horrible for the environment. I'm like, well, how do you know? And how do you know what excess power? And some power plants are taking excess power and basically pushing it to Bitcoin miners.
All right, ABS Ltd. saying those numbers won't be enough per XRP in regards to ODL, which is on-demand liquidity. Liquidity.
And there you go. So for some reason, something happened with tweet number 3. For some reason, it didn't show up. He said in 2018, Michnik and Susan Cathy, a Stanford professor currently on Ripple's board, published a paper trying to put a value on BTC and XRP, link in the paper. So maybe the link was bad. So I don't know. Maybe that was it. There's something going on here because somebody doesn't like this tweet to be seen.
Tweet is unavailable.
So the tweet's unavailable. Yeah. There's something weird about that link. Apparently, Twitter's censoring it. So I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what the thing is, but then, and so Baba Cuggs put this tweet out here earlier today and said, fun fact, the XRP calculator that shows XRP can go to $10,000 online. Was developed using the mathematical model by former Ripple exec, who's now the head of digital assets. Ha 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 ha.
Great BlackRock. Digital assets at BlackRock.
At BlackRock. So
Ricardo.
Yeah, I don't know. It was that great work, Ricardo. Yeah, so he probably so it's incredible. And then here's the price calculator right here. And it's based on the model developed by Susan Cathy. We heard about her, board of directors Ripple, and Robbie Michnik, Stanford Graduate School of Business, in the paper, A Fundamental Value. Do you think this one works? Let's see if this one opens it up.
See if it works.
Bam, there it is.
What can we throw in there?
There it is. So it does open up. So there's Robbie Michnik, and there is Susan Cathy. So for some reason, it opens up here, but whatever he was putting in there, Jeff, look at how crazy this is getting already. This is already way over my head. It looks interesting, though, right?
There's a lot of words.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, who took the time to do this? This is incredible.
There we go. There's the table.
But yeah, the table is what we want to zoom in on. So if you see the XRP transaction volume estimate, so you look at the foreign exchange trading, corporate payments, retail remittances, and then that's the high estimate. And of course, you got the low down here. And this is super low. Look at this, 428 billion. It's ridiculously low. You're talking about trillions. And this is how they calculate this. Well, they talk about the value and Bitcoin. Estimating T for XRP is similarly difficult. Ultimate structure of the XRP market will take is unknown. So there's a whole paper on it. I mean, look at this. It's like, it goes on 24 pages. But at least that price calculator. So it says here, total estimated daily transaction volume in trillions. So 19 trillion. You have the average days in between the one XRP, 5. 30 is the store of value in trillions. You got the duration at which volumes are estimated to be reached in years, 5. You have circulating supply of XRP in the above duration in billions, 60 billion. And then the interest rate discount from this duration to present. So let's calculate this bad boy. And there it is, Jeff. There's the official thing, $1,632 per XRP. Now that's taking into account that all of this above is true.
Yeah. So we could get extra conservative on some of those numbers.
You could get really, well, yeah. I mean, would this be 30 trillion? Let's make this 5 trillion store of value. We know it's a lot more than that. But let's just see what that ends up being. Why is it the same thing? I just changed it.
Change another one. You just went down.
Did it go down a little bit?
Yeah.
Not enough.
Try something else. Take that 19 trillion, make it down to like 15.
Let's make it 12.
12.
There you go.
848.
So that's the calculator based on the paper.
Pretty sweet.
You know, it's just something fun, but it's cool that they put a lot of, you can go ahead and read the paper if you guys go to Unbanked Freedom. Let me throw this in the chat down there. But you simply go to unbankedfreedom.com/calc, and there it is. Bam. And look at KHUD, man. Awesome. Thank you so much, KHUD.
Thank you.
Guys, you guys have been really generous in your support. Really appreciate it. And you know, we always like to see new members on the chain as well. So it's really good. Very, very good to see that.
Chip, there's a request out there on the calculator. See if you can get to 589.
We'll be here all night. It'll be all video. It's like, well, let's see. Let's try to do this. See 589. So okay. Well, when we cut this in half, let's see if we get close. Let's see if we cut.
Let's see if we can backwork it.
So that's 400. So we might have to just bump this up to 7, and then we might have to adjust a couple more of these. Oh, we're getting there, Jeff.
Now bump up another one.
Let me see if
store
this is
value to 6 trillion, maybe.
Oh, that's not. That went bad. It went down. So we had a 5 here and 6. Let's see. Nope. We're just going backwards here. We're going backwards. Store of value. Let's put that at 7. Let's see what we got.
There we
We're getting there. Store of value. Let's go to 8. I mean, here we go. Jeff, we are getting there. It's happening.
Go straight to 10. Go 11.
Right. Oh, we're so close right there. Anyway, you could probably goof around with that, and you could probably make that happen.
But it's 12.5, and you're on.
12.5 where?
12.5 in that instead of 11.
Okay, 12.5. All right, let's see what we got here. Calculate. Oh,
ooh.
We are so close.
4.5.
Let's see, Jeff.
Man. No. Yes, 4.
Let's see, 1.5.
No.
Oh.
Up.
So you got to bring it up to 2.
1.9. Yeah, 2.
Can't believe we're doing this. Man, we are.
You got to go to 4.
You got to go to 4?
4 even. 4 even. 12.4.
12.25.
I know, but go to 12.4.
It's going to be too much. No, maybe you're right, Jeff. There it is. Boom.
Oh, ding, look at that. Ding, ding. It's been predicted.
589. There it is.
The calculator just predicted it. Look at that.
Let's run through.
That is exciting.
Total estimated daily transaction volume is 7 trillion. The average time in days between transaction per 1 XRP, 5. The store value in USD is 12.4 trillion. The duration at which the volumes are estimated to be reached in years, that's 6. Circulating supply of XRP, 60 billion. interest rate to discount for this duration, present time 5. So there you go. There you have it.
Boom.
589.
That's how you get to 589. 589.
Boom. Boy, that was incredible.
Been predicted.
And there you have it, man. It's right on the calculator. You can get there.
See that? It was on the internet. So therefore, it was true.
And so interestingly enough, yeah, Cathy Wood weighed in this, Jeff. You know, you got to love Cathy Wood. It's been a tough year for everybody in the, even Cathy, even, you know, her funds this year, but she put out a video. I want to give some credit here where credit's due. This is Crypto Eddie put this tweet out. We went ahead and extracted the video just so you can see what the video is.
All of XRP HODL World's followers from Asia are now watching.
That's a really good thing.
Let's go.
Good thing. Here we go. And let's throw this up. So she talks about the whole BlackRock. Let's see what she...
The other reassuring piece of news recently that came out was an agreement yesterday announced between BlackRock and Coinbase. BlackRock could, through its Aladdin Technology Solutions ecosystem, on which $40 trillion worth of assets sit, they wanted a seamless on-ramp into crypto that Coinbase is going to provide. Some of this may have been caused by demand pull, institutions saying, hey, we want to get involved, and they're trying, but the plumbing was just too difficult. Assuming that 2.5% on this $40 trillion platform, that's $1 trillion of demand. Now, it's not that, and that would more than double the crypto, the Bitcoin price right there, if we just assumed it was all done in Bitcoin. So the illiquid supply, according to our estimates, is about 14 million out of the roughly, I think we're into near 19 million, 18 to 19 million Bitcoin outstanding. So illiquid, 14 million. And by our calculations, only 3 million units are truly liquid. So the demand, if we were to see a $1 trillion increase in demand, then it would probably drive the price up much higher than the doubling that I just mentioned.
Wow. Right? Exactly. Jeff, here's the other incredible thing about that. Why as I'm watching this video, I'm realizing I'm Googling, how old is Cathy Wood? She's 66. In November, she's going to be 67. How is that possible?
It's not.
I mean, what kind of sorcery is going on there? I mean, really, Jeff. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, I got to admit, you know, Cathy Wood, yeah, she's 66 years old. She's going to be 67 in November. Her exact birthday, November 26th. She's going to be 67. So I'm telling you, man, whatever she's doing, man, but get on the Cathy Wood pills, the diet, the whatever's going on there. But she looks phenomenal.
We're going to start promoting the Cathy Wood diet right here on the chain.
It's like, what about her stock picks? Who cares about that? What about her funds? How are they doing? No. What's Cathy Wood eating?
Exactly.
What is she ingesting?
Do you want to be super wealthy, or do you want to look forever young?
I want to be forever young. Remember that song?
Now, XRP Panic is saying no trust. Jimmy Valley's calculator, 37,500.
I don't know if I'll still be alive when that happens. Do I think it'll happen? Yes. Will I be alive? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like the dinosaurs.
But just to recap, this Crypto Eddie put this amazing tweet out. She's always great at finding all kinds of stuff. I love the tech. I love the potential price. If we're to see a 1 trillion increase in demand from BlackRock, probably drive the price up much higher than doubling. Big players are bound to come. Better sooner than later. Welcome.
I was choked on my water. Maybe Jeff will have nice flowing locks too.
Hey man, why not?
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
By the way, where's that picture where Oscar flipped us? He put my hair on you and he made me. God, that was brilliant. I might be the ugliest, weirdest looking bald dude I've ever seen. I look like some kind of a creature, Jeff. It's incredible. Where is that?
Good, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's like I said, some people were just born to just a beautiful head. You know, I don't have that. I don't have that thing going on there. That nice looking dome.
How am I gonna find it? How are we gonna find it? You know, it's really
Oh, he
cool. is
tweeted
the,
it. He tweeted
John,
it the other
the
day.
John Deaton and Tony had a really good conversation.
They did. We'll have to jump into that. That was really fantastic too. We'll jump into that. I wanted to throw up. I know we talked about this, but we have to talk more about this, Jeff, because you had Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, going off about, you know, technocracy is coming, and he was going off about the whole BlackRock. We don't need your money. But anyway, let's play this video, and then I want to get your thoughts on this. BitBoy. His name's at some point, you know, that's the thing about being BitBoy, because at some point he might have been a boy, but at some point you're like 65 years old, still calling yourself, "Hey, it's BitBoy here. How you doing?" You know, it's weird, right, Jeff? But let's put the BitBoy, his rant about BlackRock here, and I want to see what you guys tell me what you think about in the comments of this too. And by the way, damn right, Max Headroom is coming back. Did you see this, Jeff? I sent this to you the other day, but you're probably super busy. Max Headroom is coming back.
Oh yeah,
the same guy that played him is coming back. It's going to be great. And then everybody that comes on here will Max Headroom. I'd love to do a Max Headroom, you know, gimmick. Why not?
Oh
yeah. Max so there you go. Awesome. Bearable Bull posted about XRP took over the derivatives
back in the day. And
that's a good point too. Well, Jeff and I went through this. We went through all there. There it is, right there. Look at that. Holy cow, man! Look at Jeff, man. I don't know, and I got some weird discoloring on my head as well. There's some very strong.
I know what's going on over there. What's going on with your head?
Well, also too, you're like smiling and got a good look to you, and then look at me. I look like I've got like somebody black and blued my head. Like it's got someone popped me a couple times. Very strange looking, Jeff. I really can't look at it. I'll be honest with you. It's just too much. It is too much.
That's awesome.
So Bearable Bull posted that if XRP took over derivatives, and Jeff, you and I put up all the money. One of these days we'll go back and workshop that again. We put up a graphic and we showed you how much money's out there, and it's like mind blowing. The derivatives market's obviously one of them.
When we looked at all the money, it's amazing, and there's just so much, and that's why everyone focusing on market cap is just so way off.
Exactly.
You know,
well, let's put Ben Armstrong, better known, aka BitBoy.
Right
let's hear his rant.
Everybody patting each other on the back, saying we did it. BlackRock's in crypto.
Jeff, were we patting each other on the back, saying everybody's Jeff, good job, dude. Everyone's in crypto,
and they're all in crypto. Let's go.
Everybody, you know, this he's a character, man. Look at the Bitcoin gates behind him.
That's
everybody. Let's back that up. Let's listen to that one more time.
To me,
you guys were
right now, everybody patting each other on the back, saying we did it. BlackRock's in crypto. No, that's low IQ. That's low ethics. That's low morality, and I won't stand for it. And
oh, Jeff, right there. Let's just break down what he's talking. What is he talking about, Jeff? Can you please interpret for me? He won't stand for it. It's low morality. What part
of low IQ? Dude, that's low IQ.
That's low IQ and low morality. I'm like, okay, he's going to tell us why, right? Of course, he's going to get into and tell us. And then let's hopefully he enlightens us and lets us know why.
I'm using that from now on. Chip, that's just low IQ.
Just low IQ, man.
That's just low IQ.
Ridiculous.
I won't sit here ever and commend them and say, guys, now we got the next $10 trillion coming to crypto. No, I don't want your freaking money.
Who's
what?
He doesn't want your freaking money. First of all, you know, BlackRock is a money manager, right? They manage other people's money. They have their own investments as well, but they manage money. That's why you have institutional investors who choose to get. This is why they want this unified platform. And they want this on-ramp. Whose money does he think they're dealing with? He doesn't. I don't want your money. Well, that's cool, BitBoy, because you're not getting it. Okay.
Good. Yeah, he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want their money.
Space would love their money.
Wait a minute. Speaking of low IQ, right, Jeff?
Let's bring all the money.
Jeff, you're just low IQ. That's all it is.
I get it. That's it.
It's just low IQ.
All the money, not just select.
I'd rather be poor.
He'd rather be poor. This is one of the craziest rants.
That why he's wearing a Paisley Christmas shirt.
I don't know, man. He'd rather be poor, dude. I would never rather be poor to make a point. It's like, I don't want your low IQ money, and I'd rather be poor. Well, speak for yourself there, BitBoy.
Then everybody lose all their rights. That's
What rights?
So now,
Wait a minute.
now we're going to lose our rights.
And everyone's going to lose rights. Now, if Gary Gensler distorts things, you're going to lose your rights. But BlackRock bringing the money, I don't think so.
This is great. K-Hud says the Jim Cramer of crypto. That's actually a good, that's a good take right there. Yeah, Cramer going off and going all crazy, nut job. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Thank you for that support. Appreciate it.
Where things are going.
Like a million followers.
I wanted to do a tweet.
So things are going in. This is where things are headed, Jeff. They're heading to a technocracy. That's where we're going. This is what's all about. Low IQ. Doesn't want to be the money, rather be poor. And then his colleague over here jumps in, his cohort.
Where we put Michael Saylor, Jack Dorsey, and Elon Musk on the image and say, what do these three men have in common? And everybody's like, oh, their companies hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. It's like, no, they're all owned by BlackRock and Vanguard.
They're not your friends.
They're all owned by They're not your friends, Jeff. They're, just so you know.
Why are we celebrating this? Everywhere, people everywhere like, this is how we get Bitcoin out to the masses. No,
Bitcoin.
That's how they infiltrate.
Right. They literally caused the crash.
They're behind Terra Luna, which ultimately is behind Three Arrows Capital, which ultimately he has zero proof of this. And ultimately, most of the people that hold Bitcoin are whales, Bitcoin whales that aren't institutional money that manipulate the daylights out of the marketplace. So I love people that, and listen, Jeff, we always put we put all kinds of like opinions and ideas out there, but he's coming at this thing like, man, he's got the proof. He's about ready to lay it on the table.
He's gonna lay it all out. We're waiting. Come on.
They're behind the Terra Luna. They're behind our they're behind it all, Jeff.
But you can join the BitLab Academy for $1,000 a week.
BlackRock. That's right.
Is behind Voyager, which is behind Celsius.
Voyager and Celsius now they're responsible for. Okay.
Everybody. All right. Bring them all in.
Yeah. I mean, do they own a piece of them? And sure, they do. And so does Vanguard. But who's invested in Vanguard? The people. People have their money in Vanguard. Come on.
Which is behind Vault. This is what happened. They did this. Big surprise. They did this right after. Now they're hooking up with Coinbase. We know they're hooked up with Gemini also.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's against Gemini.
Jeff, let me just say this. So what? I don't. This whole thing didn't make sense to me, and this is a couple days old. But I mean, we briefly talked about it on the last video. But I don't know where he's headed with this last podcast. Who knows?
I just don't understand, because if you want mainstream adoption, and you want all these entities to invest in crypto, then what does he expect? Everybody's getting in. So either you want everybody in, or you still want it to be a select community. You only want some people in. Now, that's what's crazy, Chip. Is it just going to be some people? Is it just the original adopters of Bitcoin, or is it everybody?
Crazy. Why can't I get the right button here? Why can't I hit the right? There it is. I'm like, why can't? Let me see the rest of this rant.
What in the actual? You know who they're not hooked up with? Binance.
Yep.
Binance. They're all hooked up with Binance. No, is Binance a perfect company? No.
Oh, now Binance.
So yeah. So where's he's like trying to make it. He's insinuating here. Why not Binance? Well, geez, where's Binance based? And you see, there's so much more clever over at Binance. The Binance folks are not hooked up with them. They must be just straight and narrow. This whole thing is just bizarre to me. I don't quite. You're
gonna bring up Kraken and Bitrue and Bitstamp, and is he gonna go down the list?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't even know but I put this tweet out, and I want to go through some of the comments on it, because there's some pretty interesting ones. And I said, I can't agree, obviously, 100% entirely with Ben. BlackRock's an investment management company. Whose money does he think BlackRock manages? Where's all the money supposed to come from? Where's all the money supposed to come from? From your buddies? Ben?
Yeah, his buddy's got a couple million.
Yeah, they got, I mean. And also, Minus Wells and Moonchaser put out a video too, and they were super stoked about it. They were like, yeah, man, it's a really big deal. And so check it out. So Jungle Inc. said, either something is decentralized and immutable, or it's not. If BlackRock coming into the space stops crypto from being what it is, then it never was. We got to be able to hold up against nations, industry, and any outside forces. What's the point? I'll take their money.
There you go.
Jeff, what do you think
Yeah,
about that
it
comment?
either well, you said it before, and he's saying it now. It either is decentralized and you can let everybody in, or it's not. Because if you don't want their money, then you're centralized and you're deciding who can come in and who can't. So, what's his point with all this? I mean, it's just crazy. And I think the crypto investigator nails it right here. BitBoy trying to capture views, and he's just pontificating just on stuff, and he's going to keep talking. That's
Do a video on 589. You'll capture views too, and at least people enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like telling
we should
people
rename
that
this video, Chip. This is we calculated how you're going to get the 589
we figured out the
using the
formula.
online. Figured out the
Yeah,
formula.
online calculator. Hans loaded. If you're there,
If you say 1,000 a week, I don't know what it is actually.
We
Just
don't know
throwing
what
it
it
out
is.
there. I don't know if his BitLab subscription. I don't know.
And
Sure, we can-
Daniel, you know him as
Well,
the
figure it out.
chief tech officer of. Wait a minute, how come he doesn't list what he's on there? Yeah, why is it not listed on there?
He's the supreme leader of the XRP community.
XRP ambassador. Well, he doesn't have his. I don't know. Maybe he's not doing that anymore. Anyway,
I think
he says,
Alchemist appointed,
yeah, still
but
he's.
XRP didn't vote for him.
Well, Jeff, anybody that appoints themselves self-anointed supreme leader, I got a problem with that. Okay, because I mean, it would be funny if you and I said we are the supreme co-leaders, but we're not even dumb to say stuff like that. But suppose we did, it would be funny. It would be a goof, right?
Well, that's because that's low IQ, Chip.
So he says, still beyond me why we cheered for these type of institutions when crypto was invented because they effed the whole planet in the first place. But that could be just me. But again, if we go back to Jungle's statement here, decentralized, immutable, or it's not. Because if it's not, then it's centralized, and centralized, we all know where that leads. So is it not centralized? Is that what is that what Ben's worried about? That Bitcoin is not centralized, and it's not? What is he worried about?
And
You think that?
And the thing is, it's too late now. I mean, the cat's out of the bag. But the thing is, he's like, we don't want their money. You shouldn't allow them in. Who's not going to allow them in? Who's the we shouldn't, or you shouldn't, or they shouldn't? Who shouldn't allow them in? Who's going to turn them down?
I don't know what he's going into.
Who's
But Burrito Supreme sounds good right now.
I don't want to give them money. I don't want their money. Well, they're
And
going to exchanges. They're not buying it from you.
Yeah, and Rob Licker said, well, I kind of feel they want the masses to have exposure through products like 401ks, individual retirement accounts, or IRAs. Most likely will miss out on the holding the huge quantities of these assets, and that's completely okay. We, the pioneers, better known as we, the people, will enjoy the rewards, and the plebs will at least boost their retirement. So basically saying there's a little bit of win for everybody. So where's the downfall in all this, Jeff?
Exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense. It's just
no. And here's the commentary. Baron Jelly, decentralized army doesn't have a supreme leader, in my opinion. Crypto G, BitBoy may have the subs, but OTC has a loyal community. Hell yes.
Oh hell yeah. Baby.
And then Aldo, supreme ballsack. Oh my god.
So Jeff, this is one of the best videos I've seen in a long time. Prene Pathole, that's the guy's name. Don't wear it out. But this is a great video right here. So Prene Pathole says, and he put out this one little Elon Musk. And Jeff, the very back of it, I really want to just save this. Like how we save videos to our like, we always play a video once in a while. This is going to be something we're going to play. We want to laugh at Gary because it's a maniacal laugh that's just phenomenal. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and cue up the video here, but you got to listen. Right. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. You're going to listen to the laugh at the end.
Wait for it.
Listen. It's going to be fantastic. Here it goes.
Fundamental, and anyone who uses.
Okay, so just let me set this video up. So he talks about anybody using Twitter is well aware of the common threads are filled with scams, spams, fake accounts, right? I mean, has anybody experienced this? People trying to rip you off. I mean, it's just all kinds of, impersonator accounts. So he's saying he's making a point here.
It's extremely fundamental, and anyone who uses Twitter is well aware that the comment threads are full of spam, scam, and just a lot of fake accounts. So it seems beyond reasonable for Twitter to claim that the number of essentially the number of real, said another way, the number of real unique humans that you see making comments on a daily basis on Twitter is above 95%. That is what they're claiming. Does anyone have that experience? Exactly.
I mean,
I mean,
Oh my God.
The laugh at the end reminds me of that Austin Powers. They go a maniacal laugh at the end.
Oh
Does
my
anybody have that
God.
experience?
claiming. Does anyone have that experience?
Oh my God. That is the maniacal genius of laughter.
We'll just have that out. Like Gary Gensler will say something ridiculous. It'll be like,
I mean,
we need to crop that. We have to cut that.
I mean, it's extremely
Dude, what's that
fundamental.
video? Put
Anyone
that in the
who-
keep. We'll crop that. We're gonna
that
put
is the
in there.
greatest. That is the
awesome.
greatest. That is fantastic. I know it
That's
doesn't have anything to do with digital assets. Sometimes we just put stuff in here.
Oh my
But
God.
listen, hang on. We're going to tie this back. If everyone's going like, what does that, Jeff, what does that have to do with digital assets? Well, it has something to do with David Schwartz because he had a, now, Jeff, please explain this tweet to me. I need you to interpret this tweet because I read it a couple times and I wasn't sure what it said. Maybe I was just tired. I don't know. Maybe I was, but here it is. So David Schwartz said, Musk says no reasonable person who's ever used Twitter could have believed the representation that he claims he relied on. I don't know what that means, Jeff. Can you read that? Try reading that once. What does that mean? Musk says no reasonable person who's ever used Twitter could have ever believed the representation that he claims he relied on. I think what he's
for the purchase of it.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to say is the purchase of it. You know, obviously the purchase of it, right?
Yeah.
And Jungle
Yeah,
comes in
that's
again with the adult in the room, steps in again and has to make a point. And I wholeheartedly believe he says, well, before a deal closes, you have to have the real numbers. Part of the deal was predicated on, I need to know how many bot accounts you have. And they're like, nothing to see here. They're like, well, how many? They're like there's 5%. Like, well, how do you have that? How'd you write that number? We just trust us. Okay, so this is what it's all about. So Jungle's saying, yeah, you have to have the real numbers. There's no way to get access to the information without entering into a serious purchase agreement. You can't just ask them. He did enter a purchase agreement, and he still won't tell him, Jeff. As publicly traded company, I find it interesting that the SEC doesn't investigate this obviously inflated number. And you remember but you remember when that came out? Twitter went back and adjusted their numbers for the past 3 years. They went and tweaked them. Oops, we might have made a mistake. There was a glitch. So there's a glitch on. How can there be a glitch on reporting, Jeff, for an SEC company that's under the SEC purview? They reported numbers incorrectly. They went back and they said, "Oh, it must have been a glitch." Does that work now with the SEC? A glitch?
I mean, it's insane. Just across the board, because can you imagine, how many companies can then say, oh no, it's a glitch on our numbers. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
That's the explanation. Sorry. And then we're going to sue you because you don't want to follow through with the,
well, that's the
with the
best
deal.
part. Best part is like, go ahead. We're going to sue you because we wouldn't give you the numbers. So that's not going to come up in the court case at all. I would be like, it's in the purchase agreement.
Insane.
So Jungle went on to say the real number of customers obviously important to evaluating a business. I'm sure when Ripple IPOs, you won't pad your stats with dummy customers. This is no different than Wells Fargo making dummy accounts to pad their stats. Remember when they did that? They got a slap on the wrist, Jeff. Banking. You know why banking? It's like we defrauded 4 billion people. I don't know if there's 4 billion people. Let's say 4 million people. Let's put it that way. 10 people. I don't know. And they go like, oh, we're sorry. And they're like, okay, I'll pay a fine. That was it. That was it. They just had to pay a fine. So David Schwartz comes back and says, what obviously inflated number are you talking about? You see, Jeff, I don't know what he's talking about at the time. He might be on a different level of thinking because I just don't understand it. But he gives right here when Wells Fargo made went ahead with that. They had those dummy accounts.
And it was shown that their numbers were inaccurate based on real users to spam bots. and they were covering up the real numbers on the spam bots.
Well, not only that,
That's
but
what
they
the inflated number. They were
Well, they also-
deflating that number and inflating the real number.
yeah, and also people did some of their own investigations and felt like it was more closer between somewhere between 15 and 25%, just based on, especially these spot accounts. They say similar things, so they have like this. There's a statement, and they can go find out, and there's like thousands of people saying that exact same thing. So those are fake.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. He's what obviously
Zero
inflated
bots.
number.
That's okay. There should be no bots. And that's the whole point, is that Twitter has all sorts of algorithms like Google does, but they don't block the spam. And that's what the most critical point is on both with the Google algorithms and the Twitter algorithms. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Block the spam and the scams. But why is it that all the scams get through? Look at all the comments on our YouTube videos. They block real comments and they let all the scams through.
Well, here's why, Jeff. Here's exactly why. Because for some reason, Google, which is has written some of the most efficient algorithms anywhere, they can't figure out what spam looks like on a YouTube video. It comes up and it's the comment. First of all, it's longer than anyone. Great video made. And then they do about this. You can tell so-and-so on Telegram. And there's 40 comments that talking about, where can I get a hold of this guy? Well, he's the best ever. Well, how can he advise me or she advise me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
They can't figure that out, Jeff. They have no idea about that. So
repeat. Wash and repeat.
So here we go. He's referring to Twitter inflated numbers of users on Elon's buyout deal. And Schwartz says, well, by users, do you mean accounts of active users? Makes a huge difference. Exactly what number is he claiming is inflated? Well, listen, in order to pad your numbers, you need to say we're showing a particular growth, month over month, quarter over quarter, year over year, and that's why they don't zap all of those. Bobby XRP says, I see somebody's bored today. Who says that on there? So yeah, that's who we got. John Gill, thank you for that. Look at John Gill, man. He says, at least we have Stalin looking out for us, Ben or Gary. Ben or Gary. Yeah, well, both of them are just it's coming at both sides. We have this self-anointed supreme leader, and then we've got Gary. We've got Gensler. Where is that? Where is that clip? Here it is.
Gary. That's super loud.
Go, Gary, go. Go, Gary, go. Go, Gary.
Go, Gary goes. You guys had to bring up the whole Gary stuff, man. You had to bring it up. You had to bring it up, didn't you?
Just bring up Gary.
So thank you for that, John Gill. Yeah, it's good to know we have Stalin looking out after us, because Ben or Gary, it seems to be almost kind of where we're at here. It's just incredible. There's so much
low IQ, Ben.
Yeah, and then this tweet right here is probably my favorite in a long time, because sometimes when you can put up 1, 2, 3 words and just be a terrific tweet, this by Aeon Pleroma is one of my favorite tweets, maybe of 2022. Here it is. Make 1984 fiction again. I just love that. Make 1984 fiction again, right? It's like, wow, there's so much packed in. You can have that kind of impact with 4 words. I mean, it's obviously 1984 is a word. Make 1984 fiction again. Gosh, I love this tweet so much. And he was just incredible.
Jim D saying someone needs to mint a Gary coin to forever lampoon the utterly corrupt, egotistical fake. Now, could you imagine, if you had a Gary coin and the coin would have a picture of an orange grove on it? Now we're getting somewhere.
Well,
and it would be a security.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm a little bit concerned.
Security token. No, go.
Well, think about it with his face, and it'd be like, well, dude, your face is on the. It's like it's your image. You're a security, man. We're coming after you personally, but I didn't do it, Mike. So what, man? It's your image.
Mentellect. Gensler is the only public face for the secret powers stymieing Ripple. How do you like that? He's one of the big dogs.
That's pretty much right on. And so
look at this. Hey, before we go on, because we might lose this one.
Go ahead.
This goes back to the beginning. Cathy from Pearland, Texas, USA Boys Little League champions. That's what they're known for.
Oh, nice.
Pearland, Texas.
Pearland. I like that. I like that.
You like
that. So here's something else I'm a little bit concerned about this. So, Elon Musk, he's a billionaire, right?
Yep. No, Elon. Yep.
The worst video. For some reason, these guys have the worst audio. Like they're in an echo chamber. They've got, I don't know what kind of computers they're using, but for some reason their computers are all. So it's pretty. It doesn't seem to be just like Elon Musk. Like here is Mark Cuban. Check this one out. Check this one out, Jeff.
No, I still think Doge has got more applications potentially available to it than Cardano. Now that'll.
Okay, so first of all, it's like this is Mark Cuban. He's a billionaire. Okay, poor lighting. I mean, can these guys don't even have like a ring camera light? Those ring lights. You can buy them at like your local CVS, Jeff. They're like $12.
That's because they don't go on TV that often, so they wouldn't.
TV all the time, Jeff. It's like they're in a bubble. They're like everything. And look at these two guys. Now I don't know this podcast, but look at these guys. Now obviously maybe they have green screens. I don't know, but look at how well they're lit. The smiles, everything. And you got Mark Cuban, and their head's always like in the corner like this. Like they're like they can't even adjust the camera. They're like, we should do the show like that one time. Like hey, yeah.
So yeah, what's up, Jeff? How you doing?
We're gonna be talking about crypto today, Chip.
I can't see you, Jeff. Are you there?
But I can't. That whole thing about crypto.
Yeah, I can't see you though. Are you there?
Out there for sure, but that'll be.
So that's a statement right there. Okay, so obviously he's trolling that Doge has more utility potentially or more application than Cardano. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Okay.
Your headline, but the opportunity for Cardano was greater.
These guys are great. Are these guys twins? Do they just look alike? I mean, look at that.
They got Mark Cuban on. They're
Mark Cuban on there. I mean, hell, I'd be stoked too. I would love to get Mark Cuban on here and have him rant and have some pull quote. And I'll just ask him, like, Mark, listen, man, let's do something about. I don't know. You look like you're like in a public place, and maybe that's it. Like I see like a bus outside that window there. I don't know where he is. But dude, I mean, seriously, man. I mean, like, you're freaking, Elon Musk and Mark Cuban, you just got to get some better quality stuff going on, man. So he just doesn't know, but he thinks that this is Altcoin Daily.
Until Doge really becomes a platform for applications.
Well, in one aspect, he is right, because Doge does have some utility when it comes to the Flare network. So there you go. Maybe, maybe Mark's done a little bit of homework, but just find it odd. They have what's going on with their cameras and stuff, Jeff?
Mark's saying we need a Jeff and Chip ice cream.
Oh God, Jeff.
Tasty
Can you
stream.
imagine that? Can you imagine that?
Jeff and Chip.
Can you imagine that, Jeff? How crazy would that be? And I wanted to put this tweet up here because I saw this when JV the Great, who's sometimes in our chat, but he put this tweet up here, and it's interesting. He says this. He says, and this was talking about the whole Mark Cuban tweet. He says, I'm starting to believe that these type of people are purposely downplaying the real utility assets and promoting the BS. For what reason? I don't know. I can name a few, but it seems intentional. And it almost seems like, are they trolling, Jeff? Are they going out of their way? Like, don't look over there, go to Doge because Cardano doesn't have any application, no utility. It is interesting, right?
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable.
And then he says, well, unless Mark Cuban can actually prove that Doge is better than Cardano, then it's bullshit. And it doesn't deserve the acknowledgement, just like him saying Mavs are better than the Warriors, which they're not, Jeff. His bias or what Doge can do or what Cardano can't do. Another example, something that's provable, XRP is better than Bitcoin. Everything that Bitcoin maxis are trying to do with Bitcoin, XRP can already do flawlessly. Let's quit with the BS games. Actually compare assets live. Send Bitcoin and XRP to wallets. Build apps on Cardano and Doge. So it's like, yeah, and JV's making a good point. It's like, stop splitting hairs here. Just get to the utility and love what you want to love, just like a sports team. And I love how he weaved in the whole Mavs. versus the Warriors, which the Warriors win championships. The Mavs usually don't make the playoffs. So there you go.
Column ready. Jeff and Chip's orange flavored ice cream by Ben and Gary.
Ben and Gary. Ben and Gary. Oh my gosh.
Brought to you by Low IQ.
Low IQ. That's your boy Ben. That's your boy Benny.
Ben.
Your Ben and Jerry.
Brought to you by Low IQ.
Ben and
boy Ben.
Yeah, it's funny the whole play on Ben and Jerry. It's pretty cool. And then Jeff, finally, I've got this one. This again has nothing to do with crypto, but every once in a while, I have my secret. I have a list in Twitter, and I go to my mentors list because there's always like tons of knowledge being shared there. So if I find somebody really smart, with 10 times smarter than me, and this one does apply to crypto. This is from Blake Burge. He says, emotion-fueled decisions have been the downfall of many. Don't let that be you. 99% of the time, a choice is made in the heat of the moment ends up being wrong. Maybe not entirely, but it's hard to argue with taking time to reflect, calm down, and assess a situation before acting. And so many people have FOMO'd and like, there's this project over there. Everyone's FOMO into it. I've done it myself. You've done it. We've all done it. And you realize, wow, I mean, I just followed the herd and I didn't really, just didn't really do a lot of choosing. And that's kind of where we get there.
It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, Jeff. It's crazy and
crazy speak.
Well, I will say this, that guys, if you want more XRP related content like this, you want the analysts, you want the engagement of the chat, you want to come in here and hear the smartest people in crypto, you come in here. And the easiest way to do that is you just you subscribe, and click that notification bell. People are like, I never get the notification. I'm like, did you click the notification bell? Like, oh, I know I didn't. Sorry. Because if you subscribe, you have to be looking through your feed to know.
Hey, it's interesting. I wanted to play this one yesterday, but you bring up, people have lost in crypto. And I think this is really important because here's O'Leary, an important lesson in crypto. Now, let me play this real quick.
I got hacked. Everybody that gets involved in crypto loses their first wallet. That's my theory. It happened to me too. I lost $52,000 the first time I dabbled. I
can't see the video for whatever reason.
Doesn't matter. We can hear him though.
But that was it.
But he lost 52 grand, which is like $5.20.
The first time he dabbled in crypto.
Which is like $1 for.
Yeah, for him. It's a small amount of money. But, he's saying that he got hacked. But he said that everyone's gone through that. And he said it was actually good for him because he learned a very important lesson.
Those are important lessons. So yeah, you hope it's going to be a little bit here. It's like, let's see. Let me type in. Let me go ahead. Where am I sending this? Let me type it in. Oops, hit send. Did it go? Went somewhere. Where did it go? Nobody knows.
$2,000, please.
That's decentralization for you, Jeff. Oops. Oh yeah. Almighty Jeff, stop firing.
Whoops. No,
because I need a better bald head. But anyway, that's all we have. I don't have anything else, Jeff. You have anything else?
No, but we're joined here every single evening we stream with the best and the brightest from all of YouTube crypto, which is awesome, Chip. What a great chat tonight. Looking forward to the next one. That's all I got, Chip.
That's all I have too, guys. We will see you on the next one. That's Wednesday night. Chip and Jeff. See you guys.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.